So how much should you actually charge for your high ticket services? Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Jonathan. If you guys are brand new here, go ahead and give this video a like. Go ahead and subscribe. Let me know what's your biggest question when it comes to starting a high ticket online business such as consulting, coaching, or marketing agency. Now in today's video, we're gonna go ahead and talk about how much should you charge for your services. Now, I never work with anybody under $1,000 or $2,000, even $2,000 really. Like that's my main base. Like if I see if a business, for example, is not at a place that they can comfortably pay me $2,000 per month plus ad spend, I probably won't work with them. And I'm just gonna be completely honest with you guys and giving you guys my honest opinion and just straightforward so you guys know exactly how like I see things, right? I understand that there's different type of clients that you work with and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna give you guys kind of like a rule or 3 questions that you wanna go ahead and ask yourself before you go ahead and set your pricing so you can go ahead and get the best results for your clients and also be able to scale that offer for your business as well. Now, I also recommend you guys not to work with anybody under $2,000, especially if you guys are providing Facebook ads, if you guys are providing a certain transformation. That's where you want to go ahead and make sure you stick with your high ticket prices, because if you undervalue yourself, your client is going to see that, be like, wait, why is this person charging $500 when this usually costs $2,000, $5,000, $10,000? They're going to be like, wait, they must not be good or confident in what they are charging. Now guys, my first client was $500. It really was. My first client ever was $500 when I was first getting into this, whole online marketing space, and I was doing Facebook ads and doing all of that stuff. Now, if you guys are just starting out, I really do recommend you guys to charge a beta price. So usually 50% of what you're usually going to price. So if you're thinking about pricing, if you want to make $5,000 per client, tell your client, hey, I'm usually going to charge $5,000 for this service, but right now for my first 10 clients, I'm doing a beta test. I'm doing a beta offer, which I'm going to cut it in half at $2,500, and I'm going to provide the same service, the same quality of service as if I was, doing the $5,000 offer. It's that simple, guys. Really, don't overcomplicate it. You have to be sure about these 3 questions I'm going to go over with you guys right now. Question number 1 is, how much do you actually want to make per client? I asked yourself this question: how much do I want to make per client? Do I want to make $2,000 per client, or do I want to make $5,000, $7,500 per client? Do I want to make $10,000 per client? Ask yourself, how much is that client? How much do you want to make per one client? How much is that time worth to you guys? Now, I know this could be a tricky question, especially when you guys are first starting out, because you're like, oh, I don't know how much I want to make per client. That's how I was. So I was charging $500. So the best way to do it is first see what other people are charging, right? That's providing the same service as you guys. See what other people are charging. Just reach out to somebody that you see that is in the same marketing space as you guys. Obviously, don't reach out to the big dogs like Smma or all of these people. Don't reach out to them. Reach out to like small creators like me, myself, because we usually respond to every person that emails us or DMs us on Instagram. We usually respond and say, hey, this is how much we charge, or this is how much we usually do it. So find like 5 people who are providing the same service that you guys want to provide, and genuinely ask them, like, hey, I'm looking to start a marketing agency. I just want guidance on how much I should charge for my services. And ask me like, hey, how much do you usually charge to your client, or how do you usually set up your pricing? And then they're usually going to tell you guys, right? They're usually going to go ahead and tell you guys, and now you're going to have an idea of how much you can go ahead and charge per client depending on what your competitors are doing. So really go out and see what your competitors are doing, see what they're charging their clients, and then you can go ahead and base it on that. Number 2, the second thing you can go ahead and do is really see how much value you can actually provide this client. How much can your client actually make per client? Are they going to go ahead and make, do they make $2,000 per client that they get? For example, if you're working with coaches or consultants, are they making $2,000? Are they making $2,000 per client, or are they making $20 per client and you have to sell a lot more quantity? What is it? How much do they actually make per client? And like that, you can have a base. Okay, if all I have to get them is 2 or 3 clients every single month, and my fee is well more than covered. You see where I'm going with this? And guys, if you guys want to go ahead and determine how much you guys want to charge, first ask yourself, okay, how much do I want to make per client? I want it to make no less than $2,000 per client. So that's my base fee. Like I'm not going to accept any client that's under $2,000, because I know, for example, if I take on a client that is paying me $500 for Facebook ads, I know that client is going to go ahead and scale to $10,000 per month, $20,000 per month, obviously depending on how much ad spend they have. I know they're going to go ahead and scale that big. So why would I undercharge myself and my clients getting this much money? I want to make sure I'm being fair to myself and my team, that I'm also pricing myself correctly. Now, the second thing you want to go ahead and look at is, okay, how much is your media buyer charging you guys? If your media buyer is charging you $1,000, you want to make sure you're at least 100% that. So make it $2,000, and that's the minimum that you're going to charge, because $1,000 is going to go to your media buyer and $1,000 is going to go to you guys. You have to also look at those certain things. How much is your media buyer going to charge you? And then you can determine your price that way as well. So the first question was, okay, how much do you actually want to make per client? The second question, how much is your media buyer actually charging you? Now, another question you want to go ahead and ask yourself is, can I provide at least 3x, minimum 3x return on investment to my clients? So if you want to go ahead and charge $10,000, you can go ahead and charge $10,000 as long as you're providing at least 3x return on investment. Because if you tell me, hey Jonathan, I guarantee you that if you give me $10,000, I'm going to go ahead and 3x that and turn it into $30,000 by doing this, this, and this, and this. If you can guarantee me that, I will go ahead and gladly give you $10,000, because you're guaranteeing me that if I give you money, you're going to 3x it. Now, you have to understand that clients nowadays have been burnt by so many agencies. Like, we're in 2021, they have worked with other agencies in the past that have promised the moon and delivered absolutely nothing. So you want to make sure that you can comfortably deliver at least 3x return on investment on your client before you take them on. Right? Before you take them on. So you have to understand, okay, what's the type of client? What's my perfect type of client that I can go ahead and go after? Okay, so it's chiropractors that offer this, that have this much traffic, that have been advertising already, that already have a Facebook pixel installed, that you have all of that stuff, and they have an email list of 1,000, 2,000 people, so you can retarget and all of that stuff, right? So you have to have an idea already of who your ideal client is. Then you can determine how much you want to go ahead and price. And guys, follow these 3 questions. The first one is, okay, how much do you actually want to charge per client? The second one is, how much is your media buyer charging you, or do you not have a media buyer? And then you can be more flexible with it. And lastly is, okay, can you guarantee a 3x return on investment for your client? Because obviously you want to make sure your client's making money, because if your client is not making money, then you're not going to be successful with your campaigns. So if you want to go ahead and work with e-commerce stores, you want to make sure that your e-commerce store have a certain average order value, they have a certain conversion rate, and they're already driving traffic to their store. Because if they're not, and you have to come in and build all of that for them, you have to improve on their conversion rate, you have to improve on their average order value, you have to improve on their traffic. You're really building just their business, and they're not going to be able to pay you, $5,000 to do that for them every single month, because they're not making that much money. So they're not going to be able to afford your services. Now, these are all little things that you have to think about before you actually determine your pricing. A lot of people say, hey, for Facebook ads, you should charge this. No, you should charge that, yes, if all of these 3 things align. If that's how much you want to make per client, perfect, good. But you also have to determine, what are your costs? How much is your media buyer, your team's going to charge you to deliver the service for that client? And lastly, can you actually 3x the return on investment for your client? If you can, then you can charge $2,000 per month. If I wasn't comfortable that each of my client is going to get at least $6,000 profit from my services, I'm not going to charge $2,000 per month, because it wouldn't be fair for my client. You see where I'm going with this? You have to be sure that you can at least guarantee 3x return on investment. I know what my media buyer is charging me, so I know $2,000 per month is a fair number. Now, to be sure that you can deliver 3x return on investment, you have to know your ideal client. You have to create your perfect client avatar, and that's for a whole nother video. Now, guys, another thing that I wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about in this short video is, hey, should you offer guarantees? Absolutely, guys. You must offer guarantees, especially with all of the competitors and the competition that you have going on in the marketplace. You have to offer guarantees. That's going to make you stand different. Clients require guarantees nowadays, and some of them actually require to work only on ROAS deals. So you have to have a certain client avatar that you can actually work on ROAS deals, and that you can be profitable as well. So guys, that is it for today's video. Hope you find this video helpful. Remember those 3 questions. How much do you want to make per month? How much is your media buyer or your team charging you to deliver the service? And lastly, can you guarantee at least 3x return on ad spend for your client, so your client can be happy and you can be happy charging all of the money that you want to charge. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Give this video a like, go ahead and subscribe, and other than that, thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you guys later.